Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Before we even get started, neighborhood picks, like, subscribe, tell a friend, share it wherever you want, and let's have some fun. Week 3 was a great one. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those special NFL seasons. We're having, oh man, we're having a lot of fun games. We're the Rams Bucks this past weekend. We all knew that was going to be a great one, and and it delivered. I feel like the NFL right now is in a half a transitional period. Every couple years in the league, things change. The Chiefs become who they are over the last 3 years. Tommy's over in Tampa. Like the young guys come in. Like the league forms a new identity every 2 to 3 years. You could feel it. I'm feeling a switch right now. It's like out with the old, in with the new, sort of, but the greats are still there. And then there's even drama in the greats category because you got like Brady, and you got, Breeze was smart enough to know when his body was up. Big Ben's still rolling around on the ground. I told you about Big Ben, did I not tell you? But then you got guys like Aaron Rodgers. That's why I'm wearing the hat. I really, really, really wish that more of you guys caught the Sunday morning show, but that was dumb of me to put that time up because Sunday morning everybody's doing their own thing. They're putting the NFL countdown on. They're doing their fantasy. They're not watching me on YouTube. However, I felt so compelled to say a few of these things that I had on my mind that I had to. I screamed Green Bay plus the 3.5, and I gave two fireball fantasy receivers. If you play the DraftKings weekly thing where you get a budget and you got to fit it, Christian Kirk, he was like for 3 cents. I loved Kirk. I've been noticing him, and I took him. I anticipated. Now you go on NFL Insider, this and that. Oh, Christian Kirk, fantasy guy to pick up. Yeah, that's cool Tuesday. I had it Sunday morning before the game, before he caught the 7 balls and the 100 and something yards. My sleeper was Kirk, and my guy that you had to pay for a little bit, but not the top because he hasn't exploded yet. Actually, if you look, you had to pay top dollar for Cooper Kupp. For Metcalf, no, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but because of the production so far. But I bought Metcalf and Kirk and Emmanuel Sanders. So I won some money. I didn't get the big 50 G's like the room I was in, but I thought I was gonna. It was exciting. But let's get back to football right now, the NFL season. I saw a couple plays this weekend that I sat up in my chair. You only get a few plays like that sometimes when you've been watching sports a long time. You played, you coached, you're a sports junkie the way I am. There's only a few times where you sit up in your chair and you take notice. I sat up in my chair last year and noticed Justin Herbert. That call last week wasn't from just last week. If you watched any of my videos in the beginning of this channel, even from the past few months since we started, I said the best quarterback out of last year's draft is Justin Herbert. I really like that kid, and he proved it. We'll get to that. But one of the if you love football, the way I love football, when Green Bay lost their lead to the 49ers and they had 30-something seconds and bad clock management by the Niners, but if they had 30-something seconds and Aaron Rodgers, if you watched that beautiful ball he threw in the middle of the field to Davante Adams, I don't know. I don't even know if I could paint this picture and do it justice. But Aaron Rodgers, they must have worked on this. When everybody's dropping back on the defense, it's almost impossible to catch a guy running over the middle because the linebackers are dropped. Yeah, you could dump it 7-8 yards, tackle, but you need 35. And now the linebackers are dropped deep, all of them. You're rushing minimal, and the safeties are back. And now Aaron Rodgers is looking through the center of the field, and they had the behind-the-camera view. And this is what I'm talking about, arm talent, and then a guy that just throws a good ball. Aaron Rodgers made a throw to Davante Adams that I'm going to go on record right now and put that in outside of a back shoulder or fade, exclude fades or something like that. I'm going to put it in his best 10 throws of his career. It was one of the most beautiful throws I've ever seen in my life. I appreciated it so much. Aaron Rodgers, they said they worked on it in practice. What they did was they flattened out a post, but it's not that simple. Devontae Adams is on the right. I'm going to keep it a little bit in layman's terms because not everybody can follow defenses and shit. But you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. Packers are lined up. They're spread out. The defense, 49ers, they're all back. They're back. They're keeping everything in front. The linebacker drops back 20 yards. Devontae Adams sticks a post. The safety is already back. Everything's covered. The linebacker's 20 yards, keep in mind. The safety's back about 40 now. He's on the diagonal. Devontae Adams cuts it flat at 32, right? If Rodgers throws the ball straight, intercepted, batted down, impossible. If he leads Devontae on a slant, on a post, it's covered. But if you are so talented that you can drop back, see a linebacker, avoid the rush, see the safety, throw a 33-yard looper, a little lofter, a little Nucci baby. I used to love throwing a touch pass with a little air under it. If you would have, he throws a little lofter. You couldn't throw it straight, and you couldn't throw it hard. He actually dumped it like a jumper. He dumped it with just enough arc to get over the linebacker, but where the safety couldn't get up in time, and they completed the pass. That's going down in Aaron Rodgers' career Hall of Fame highlight video, that throw. That just goes to show me that he is the best pure quarterback in the league. Tom Brady's the best winner, but it takes 22 guys. It takes 53-man roster. It does. Let's be honest. But the best fucking quarterback, oh, man. That throw by Aaron Rodgers was beautiful. I can't say enough about it. Then, the second play that blew my mind. It blew my mind this week. It was fucking gorgeous. I can't even control my language when I get this excited. I saw Cooper Kupp in the red zone. You saw it. You saw it. How many people right now are like, I know what he's saying. I saw Cooper Kupp line up. Now listen, you must be staying after practice with the quarterback saying, if this happens and they start to catch on to this, I need a minute to break this down. I don't mean to drag out this video, but this shit is gold, okay? Cooper Kupp is on the right side. Now, his route was an out and dig in, so it's a dig. But the route that he was running all game in that set, he'd run out and then dig in. And one of two things had to happen. Stafford and Kupp have great communication. I've already heard multiple reports that when everybody's going home, flying in their expeditions and their whatever their plans are, Stafford and Kupp are sitting in the dirt 40 minutes after practice on a Friday, going over things and possibilities and stuff, and it showed. Whatever was happening, see, first of all, I'm going to tell you what happens right now so we don't keep dragging it. Cooper Kupp ran hard 10 yards, broke out fast as hell, broke in on the dig. So he went, I'm Cooper Kupp, I'm running to you. You're the D-back looking at my screen. Out to in, to back out. He ran an out, in, out. So the D-back was expecting the out to the dig, and he was going to jump it. Now, here's what must have happened. This was at the end of the game. During the game, they must have had the film looking down. Stafford and Kupp, they're looking at that route. They must have had that, and the Bucs must have prepared for it. Because when Kupp was running, I guess, that play, the out and dig, they were on it, and he must have not been open a couple times. So they must have sat down together with the great communication that you must have to be a winning team, and they said to each other, listen, on that play, he's jumping the dig. He knows. I can get him. I'm going to run and out, dig, and back out real quick. If you have time, you get it to me. And that's exactly what happened. I saw a man run a triple route within 12 yards and score a touchdown on it. And I'm thankful that I have Stafford and Kupp in my fantasy team. But that route that Cooper Kupp ran was it's gonna stick in my mind forever because when I was playing, we didn't have routes like that in high school. Then when I played in college and I actually was a receiver, I never ran a triple route like that. I wish somebody taught me how to do that shit. Oh my God. It just makes the evolution of sport. You see what I'm saying? Sports will always keep getting better and better and better. You're seeing major talent, and new guys with the legends, and it's making for an exciting season. Then you got guys that were solid that are becoming superstars. And listen, I'm a New York Giants fan. I love the Giants. You would have to be the biggest hater on the face of the earth to not right now recognize Dak Prescott as a superstar. That guy was getting better anyway. He broke an ankle. I think that's a good thing. He broke his ankle. It's a broken bone. It heals probably good. It's probably better than tearing a ligament and going through all that. Like clean break, whatever they had to do. He looks good. And Dak is so smart that I guarantee you the time he spent off his feet, he spent watching film. He probably got sharper times 10 mentally. Then when physically caught up, that's when athletes become their best. When they hit their 30s, like 30, 32, when their physical is still top notch and their mental catches up, their mind and their body catch up, that's when they hit their prime. I'm starting to see that with Dak. His mind, he's so smart. He's in total command of the offense, where some quarterbacks aren't even allowed to audible. But I love what I'm seeing from Dallas. I'm a Giant fan. I'll say it again. But you got Diggs on defense. You might have the best player. The Dallas wanted J.C. Horn. They wanted the other guy's kid, from Alabama, one of the pros kids, Surtain. When I was in college, Patrick Surtain was a great fucking safety for Miami Dolphins. Now we got Patrick Surtain. What am I, living in dog years? I feel like it was yesterday I was watching Patrick Surtain. Now his son's playing. But I'll tell you what, getting that kid, number 11, Chandler Parsons, that might be the NFL Defensive Player of the Year this year. Yeah, I'll call that right now. That's the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. You got guys like Garrett with 4.5 sacks and shit like that, but man, and Green Bay's got a hell of a ball hawk safety. I saw a guy make a pick on Jimmy G. Guy ran a post from the left, the X receiver ran a post, and the weak side safety cut across and Willie Mays it. Very impressive. But I see Dallas being. You have to mention them with the dangerous teams now. They almost beat the Bucks, and now they're 2-1. And they look really strong. So that brings me to my local teams. The Giants and the Jets. They're 2-0-3 teams, but they're two completely different expectations if you're in their fan base. If you're the Jets, you can't judge them on wins. If you're the Jets, you judge them on progression, if they get better and better, and what you see developing. The Giants, however, they have a number 8 that's a dual threat that's not in Baltimore. He's in New York. I'm not saying he's as good as that guy. But we have a guy that I believe, now unless he's brittle or something and he gets hurt a lot, maybe, I don't know, but we got a damn fast quarterback that can throw. We already know he can throw the rock and run it. And the Giants have not been getting outplayed by these teams. The Giants are stepping on their own feet. They're beating themselves. They're missing opportunities. They're playing like idiots. They're making mental mistakes. The Giants are beating themselves, but they can play with anyone. So the Giants, I'm measuring them on wins and losses. I feel a 9-8 coming, or an 8-9, 17-game season. I don't think we're going to start out 0-4. So I feel like we can get to 9-8. Is that going to make the playoffs? We don't know. 17-game season. I know the races are going to be cool, and they opened up an extra wild card spot in each conference or two, whatever. So, I got to really look at that and see who's got chances to make playoffs when we get 2 months in. But we're only a month into the season, so I'm having a lot of fun watching and just evaluating things. Like you mix fantasy in there. How could you not like receivers that belong to Buffalo and Arizona? And that's why I was calling Kirk. I wish more people saw my video Sunday morning. I was like, Kirk. He wasn't even on the radar. They projected him to get 6, but Kirk tore it up. Arizona, they're 3-0. I still think they're going to fall off as the season goes and where, but right now they're looking damn good. That whole division is tight. You got Arizona, San Fran, the Rams. Oh my God, the Rams are undefeated. Seattle's 1-2. They're the worst team. The Rams, they got the early candidate for MVP, Matthew Stafford, along with Dak Prescott and along with David Carr. Yeah, I said it, David Carr. I said it last week too. If you've been watching the channel, why is everybody so surprised David Carr's playing well? Put your arm around him, coach. Show a kid you believe in him, and see what you get out of him. Especially a kid that talented and good as he is. Give the kid a chance. He's got 1,200 yards after 4 games. 3 games. 3 games, 1,200 yards. You guys good at math? That's 400 yards a game. There's only been 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the history since the merger that have ever had more. One was Kurt Warner on The Greatest Show on Turf. The other one might have been Mahomes or something ridiculous. But Derek Carr is an MVP candidate early, like Fugazi MVP candidates. You can't judge from 3 weeks. But I'm saying out of the gates MVPs, Derek Carr, Stafford, Tom Brady. You got a lot of guys. Lamar Jackson. I mean, you got some shit going on. I mean, when you look at the rushing leaders, Lamar's right up there again. I'm going to go to stats. I just want to show you something real quick. Ready for this? Rushing leaders in the NFL. Number 1, Derrick Henry, 353. Number 2, Joe Mixon, 286. 3, Nick Chubb, my boy on my fantasy, 262. 11 yards behind Nick Chubb in only 3 games. Lamar Jackson, 4th in the NFL in rushing right now, 251. He's a fucking quarter away. He's already a quarter chunked into the 1,000, and he's got an extra game. He's got 14 left. Oh, he's going to go down as the most prolific runner that's ever lived. He will surpass Vic just from the body of work. He's going to do the LeBron to the Jordan thing, but I would liken Vic to more like AI. I'm not going to say he's Jordan, but they're going to pull that shit on Vic because I saw Vic, and I'm never going to be ready to give up Michael Vick's belt as the most electric thing I've ever seen. They didn't have running plays for Vic back then. He scrambled, and if shit broke down, he did his thing like we were in the park in the NFL, unscripted. So I always got a special spot in my heart for Michael Vick. But Lamar Jackson is going to get the LeBron James Longevity Achievement Award. He's going to do this shit. If he can get 6-7 years with this types of numbers, he will go down as the greatest dual-threat quarterback to ever live, bar none. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan. I got my Lamar Jackson 8. You'll see it one day on here. Hunt and Chubb, Cleveland. My experiment is working out. I got everybody said I was crazy for taking 2 backs on the same team. But if you have the number 1 or 2 running back in the league, like team attacks, you can take a shot, and I do. I went with Hunt and Chubb. What do they have after the first 2 games? Hunt and Chubb total 335 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'll go with those 2. I don't care who's the big dog. The other guy's going to put something. One guy's going to put 18, and the other guy's going to butter the bread with 19 to 22. I'm going to get my 30 every week. That's all. It's just numbers, baby. What else we got? Something else I saw. First of all, was anybody else ticked off? Did anybody catch the game-winning field goal? Game-winning. The NFL record 66-yard field goal? Yeah, well, I did. Bad, terrible job by the announcers. You're supposed to be professional announcer. You should be ashamed of yourself. I was watching that Tucker line up for that kick. And they're like, hey, that's a 66-yard field goal, 67. So I remember the record my whole life since I was a little boy was 63 by Dempsey, the guy with the half foot. And then just a few years ago, it got broke. I don't know if it was by a yard or 2. So I knew the new record was like 64, 65. So I wasn't sure if it's a record. So I'm sitting there. The red zone's on, and he's lining up, and I'm going, is this a record? Did they ever go over this? And I'm listening to the announcers, and they're talking, oh, he could do it. We think he could do it, and this could be it for Detroit. But they're never saying for the NFL record. Justin Tucker lining up to do what no man on earth has ever done in a National League football game. The record on the line. Nothing. Then after he fucking made it, I'm waiting another 2 minutes, and I'm going to my boys, is that the record? and we're standing there like jerk-offs. And the fucking guy that came in when they shut off the telecast had to say, and that's an NFL record, the red zone dude in the studio. Bad job, announcers. Bad job. Shitty job. Listen, I want to talk real quick about the game of the week and this big. I'm going to be away. I'm not going to disclose my location, but I'm going to be under a palm tree somewhere. And I will be watching the greatest game. This is like Christmas for football fans. If you've had a pulse in the last 20 years and you remember Brady coming in when Drew Bledsoe got knocked out on the sideline at the Jets game, the Nooch was there, and this guy Brady comes running in, right? And he's still going. 44, whatever he's taking, God knows, God bless him. But Tom Brady with the Bucks is going back to the New England Patriots. And I think it's cooler because it's like it's better that New England's not going to Tampa Bay. Like, oh, you know, his old team's coming. No, Brady is going home, which makes the storyline the best. And this is better than a movie. I mean, what? That's why I'm a sports for life junkie. What movie can you name that will have the drama, the suspense, the heart, the emotion, every emotion, the victory, the defeat? Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. We know Tom Brady's going to go out there to annihilate them. If Antonio Brown's playing, you could expect a heavy dose of him because they did look different without him. And you could mark this in the bank right now. You're going to get 16 carries between Fournette and Jones. I promise you that. You will get 16 carries. Listen, the Bucks and Rams game, the Bucks were playing chess. The Rams were playing checkers. McVay, they needed that win. New team, Stafford, they needed that win. They fucking went all out and went for it. The Bucks, did you notice they didn't run the ball at all? They sat down there. Brady, smart guy, older guy, wise man, Arians, and they said, you know what? We're going to put 60% of our playbook in this week because we're going to see these guys again in the conference championship game. And I'll be damned if they're going to know our shit, but we'll know their shit. So Brady's playing chess. They didn't run. And to win in the playoffs, what do you have to do? You got to run. That's right. So that's why I like the Rams. I didn't want to disclose everything last week, but that was one of the reasons I really like the Rams. So keep that in mind, shit like that. Another thing, real quick, before I leave you, I'm never going to watch regular Monday Night Football again. You got to watch. Hey, listen, if you're a football guy and you like watching a game, like if you're with your boys or if you're with your teammates or if you're with your coaching staff, if you're a coach, like I've had all those hats on. Being in the boys with the apartment, puffing a doobage, being a coach, being a player with my teammates. I watch the game family. If you're watching the Monday Night Football game from now on, I would watch it with the Manning brothers from now on. It's funny. Poor Mike McCarthy. Dallas, the only thing that could stop Dallas is the coach and Jerry Jones interfering. It looks like they just propped up Mike McCarthy and said, Jerry Jones, like, listen, Mike, you're going to pretend you're the coach here. Here's $70,000 billion trillion. Keep your big fat fucking mouth shut. You just pretend to be the coach and I'm going to call the shots. Because he don't know what's going on. There's a lot of guys that are smart with X's and O's, but when you're missing clock management multiple weeks in a row, and I love Peyton Manning. I get such a kick out of Peyton Manning. And when he gets like a little cursy, I'm yelling into the TV. It was at the halftime or something. I'm going, call a timeout. And Peyton Manning gets out of his chair. He goes, and I love how he curses with that, like Mississippi, like he doesn't really know how to curse. He's like, oh, God damn it, call a timeout, Mike. Oh, digging it, damn it. Call a timeout, Mike. And his voice gets higher. Oh, call a timeout, Mike. Like, oh, Peyton Manning was getting pissed. He was screaming, dogging Mike McCarthy. The guy's an idiot. He just doesn't have it in real time. Some guys can think, but not on the fly, too. That's a secondary skill on top of just thinking. There's many different ways the mind goes. So, I pretty much covered everything I want to cover. You got waiver wire guys that are all different. Christian Kirk, Chubba Hubbard. Who's eating the Chubba Hubbard? Because we all know what Mike Davis did last year. Emmanuel Sanders, he's still around. Doesn't it seem like every team Emmanuel Sanders goes to a Super Bowl or conference championship? Hey, where's he at now? Buffalo. And Jacoby Myers looks like the number one receiver on New England. And while he is good, Jacoby Myers and Nelson Aguilar catching babies is not topping Evans, Gronk, Brown, Godwin. Mac's not topping Tommy. And you think the defense has been a little slow for Tampa Bay? Watch what happens in Foxborough this week. I'll leave you with that. It's been a lot of fun today. I'm having a lot of fun doing this shit with you guys. Like, subscribe, and remember, when I go for a lock on a Sunday morning, you better check my Sunday morning picks. Because if I tell you in italics, I always say if I really like something, I'll put it in italics. I put an extra video out Sunday morning saying Green Bay. Because that Rodgers floater, only he could do that. Remember that. All right? I'll see you guys really soon. Because I got a lot of videos to drop before I coast. And I'll schedule them to keep going off. So, love you guys. Like, subscribe. Keep supporting. Having a blast.